All right, so welcome to another one of our back testing sessions, and we're just going to be looking for 5 or so trades. Let's see if we could find some trades. Today I just selected the EURCAD. I'm using Forex Tester, which is the program that I use to back test. So for those of you who are not familiar, it's just a program that allows you to pull up a chart at any period, any random period, and then you could start to see how the market will move, right? Because it loads the data, but it treats it as though it's the live market. So this is not the live market. This is back testing where you could practice. And then once you're comfortable, then you could go to the live market and look for trade setups. All right. So again, I just pull it any random day. Doesn't matter. I just kind of pull it and click create. And we're going to start a whole new project, and you are going to see the balance go to 10,000. Sometimes I do it at 5, sometimes I do it at 20. So I'm just using $10,000. My thing is just to be in profit, because it doesn't matter what size account. If you're using a $1,000 account, you just adjust your lot size to suit. All right, so I go to the daily. I always like to go to the daily because I just want to see what the market is currently doing. So this market currently seems to be pushing, from the information I have in front of me, I have this as an area here where we came up, tested, fell, came up, tested, lower low, lower low, lower high, sorry, lower low. So now I'm thinking we're going down. My first target is going to be down to this level, at least here to this low. Yes, equal low push. But based on where we're at, we could potentially see a correction first. Because if we're tracking it, we could see push down, lower high, lower low. We could come back up, lower high, and then continue falling. So let me just kind of see what this market is doing. And then I will know. All right, so you see this bullish candle here above this. Would I take a buy? No. And let me explain why. If this happened lower down here, maybe I would have taken a buy. But because you see we're coming up to this area right here where the market found some support in the past, so we could potentially bounce here and then reject. So I want to see what the market is doing at this level. So because of that, there's not enough room between here and the red line for me to actually take a trade. If we come back above this level, then I might look for a higher level to trade at. But for now, let me see what the market does at this level. Okay, so we did break back above. I'd want a correction and a continuation before we go up. Good. So you see, this here would have been an entry that I would have taken, but I missed it because of how the candle pushed. It was a big bullish candle. But again, for educational purposes, you see how I identified this line before this happened, and look at what happened. Broke above, corrected at the level, rejected, and then push up. So if you were buying around this level, because we had the break above, you could have been in this trade and you would have been able to make profit. All right, let me see. Good. So now that we're back up to these highs, let me just kind of see where we're at. Right. So now my bias, I want my bias to be bearish. So I want this market to come up here, from here to reject and start making lower lows and lower highs. And then I want to be selling this market. Right. We have this here. Would I sell this? Yes, I would probably try a first sell here. First sells you might get stopped out on, but that's fine. It's part of it. Let me see what the market does. Good. So we had a nice little trade here. As we could see, the market came down again back to this level. The reason why I put my target here and not all the way down here is because you don't want a lot of traders, like how we identify this move here. A lot of traders want to sell the market all the way down to this level here. I don't do that because when you have levels in the way, the market could potentially bounce at these levels. So now that we've identified this, I'm looking for sell continuation. But what I need from here, I'm expecting a bounce, maybe come back up to this level here that I just identified, and then the market continue to fall bearish. So that is what I'm looking for. Back up to this level, and then look to sell off. Let's see. Okay, so it seems we're not going back up to that level. And the market fell just as expected, which is fine. Sometimes you miss the trade. I would rather wait for this trade to happen, for the market to come back here, than to jump in the market. But this was a good trade that we took here first. And then the market did come all the way down to where we expected it to go, guys. All right, so let me see. What's the next move for this? Is there another level? there is levels down here that this market can potentially come to. Again, we could clearly see around here the market bounce. So based on where we're at, we could see some continuation, probably even further. All right, let me zoom and let's see if we could find a trade. Again, when the market is falling like this, almost in a straight line, we need a correction before we look to re-enter the market. All right, so I'm not just going to jump in selling here, because most probably that's what a lot of novice traders do. They're going to jump in the momentum when the trade is already gone. And if the market, just like up here, I'm going to wait for a correction, for a pattern, for a reason to enter the market in the direction, and then look to continue trading. If it just continues to fall and goes without me, then that's it. And we only got one trade on this particular pair this time. And that's fine for me. All right. So as you can see here, right, the market came to the level. So for me, we only got one trade on this one here. We stuck to our plan. And as you can see with our $10,000 account, on our one trade, we made $1,316 profit. If I do account history, you could see it here, $1,316 profit. And that's it for this pair, for this period. This is days, so this is over a month already that we've been looking at. But as you could see on this one pair, we had our pattern. And let's just recap. The market was moving sideways in a range, right? Between here, bounced up and came down. By the time we got in the chart, the market was down here at the low, right here at the low. So because we said push down, push back up, higher low, lower low, we expect the market to wave. I said let's wait for a correction. We waited for a correction. When we had a nice bearish engulfing back up at these highs here, we took a sell, stopped beyond here. We put our target here first for this same reason. You see how we had this bounce before, right? We put our target here, and then the market, we took profit here. The market pulled back, not far enough to give us our second entry, and then continued to fall. Again, we waited for another correction. We didn't have a deep enough correction, and the market fell, which is fine. That is part of it. So on this particular pair, we only had one trade that we took. It was profitable, so that's not a bad day at all, guys. Doing this on multiple pairs, within this period, you would have several trades on different pairs. We just found one on this one, guys. And that's it for today.